starting child's pose today. So bringing your knees as wide as the mat, spreading your hands towards the front of your mat, dropping your sit bones towards your heels, and just letting your forehead gently rest on the mat. And just starting to slow down your breath. Just allowing yourself the next hour in this room to really concentrate on yourself. Now, I find it quite hard in Harrods to just focus on one thing at a time. It can get really hectic, so just really enjoy the next hour, just focusing on how your body's feeling and your breathing. Pose we're in right now, child's pose, is a really good resting pose to come to. So if you're feeling tired throughout the class or you just want a little rest, then feel free to come back down to this pose at any time. If anyone has any injuries they want me to know about, now's a good time to give me a little wave and I'll come around and chat to you guys. I might be coming around and doing some assisting, helping you get into the poses a little bit deeper. So if anyone wants to just be left in their own space, that's totally fine. Just give me a wave now. Similarly, if you're allergic to any essential oils, then just give me a wave now and I'll leave you alone at the end. Just taking a nice deep inhale and a nice deep exhale through your nose. I'm going to try and keep your breathing in and out through your nose throughout the class. When you breathe in and out through your nose, it tends to be much slower, so it allows your muscles and tissues a better opportunity to absorb more oxygen, rather than when you're gulping air in and out through your mouth. So try and remember that throughout the class, even if you're getting tired. Stretch your fingertips long, maybe rocking your head side to side, giving your forehead a gentle massage on the mat. Maybe with an exhale you can sink your seat bones a little bit further towards your heels. Just noticing any thoughts that might enter your head, and just watching them pass like a passing train. Acknowledging them but not engaging in them. And on your inhale, you're going to push yourself up to an all fours position. This is called our tabletop. So just taking a moment to notice your alignment before we start stretching out the spine. So have a look down, see if your hands are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees are directly below your hips and your feet are untucked. We'll just give you a nice sturdy base. And we're going to warm up the spine now with some cat and cows. So on your inhale, you're going to send your gaze and your tailbone to the sky. And exhale, pushing the floor away, rounding your back, tucking your chin under. And we're just going to reverse that movement. So inhale, gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, scooping your tailbone under. And just taking a few more rounds of those in your own time. Inhale, feeling your spine extend. Exhale, tucking your belly button in. Try and take it really slow, just feeling each vertebra rolling through one at a time. Let's take one more round of those. And then just meeting in tabletop position, neutral spine. Just warm up a little bit, so stretch your right leg along the mat, and when you get stable, lifting it so that it's parallel to the ground, and then stretching your left hand out to the front of the room. When you exhale, bring your knee to your elbow, and inhale, reaching forward as far as you can go. Exhale, crunching through your stomach. And then reaching back out. And exhale, knee to nose, maybe hold it there for 1 more second. And then lowering your knee and your hand to the ground, maybe giving your wrist a little shake out. And then let's take that on the other side. So extending the left leg to the back of the room. And then when you get stable, lifting it so it's parallel to the ground, reaching forward with your right arm. And on your exhale, bring your knee to your elbow. And then reaching as far as you can to the front of the room, pushing your leg towards the back of the room. And then rounding through your spine. And reaching in both directions with your foot on your hand. And then let's take one more. And just hold it there for 1 breath. See if you can round a little bit further. And then gently lowering your hand to the ground. Just going to take some figures of 8 just to warm up the wrists before we start going into our downward facing dogs. So just kind of moving your body in a figure of 8 in one direction, just gently rocking over your wrists as far as is comfortable for you. And just taking any movements that feel nice to you. You might want to like dome your back a little bit. You might just want to stretch your arms out a little bit. Just anything that feels like your body needs after sitting at a desk all day. Let's just take a quick puppy stretch. So you're staying on your knees, but then just stretch your arms out towards the front of the mat. And you can either lower your forehead to the ground or it might just hover slightly off the ground. Just get a nice stretch through your shoulders this way. Feel that nice opening. Noticing where you're feeling that stretch and sending your breath towards it. Maybe coming onto the tips of your fingers for a second. And then gently pushing back up to all fours. Then tuck your toes under and push into the floor with your hands and just hover your knees a few inches off the ground. And on your exhale, push your bum towards the sky, coming into an upside down V shape or your downward facing dog. Your hands might be shoulder width apart, your feet hip width apart. And you're going to send your tailbone towards the sky. You might want a slight bend in your knees. Maybe you want to bend each knee one at a time, just walking out your dog, just feeling that nice stretch down the backs of your legs. Really grip the ground with your fingertips. Try and spread your fingers as wide as you can. I'm going to go through a few options of Vinyasa, so we're going to do Vinyasas a few times through this class, so there's a few different ways you can do that. So the first option is come high onto the tips of your toes and ripple forward into your high plank, your shoulders above your hands. First option is dropping your knees to the ground and then gently lowering your chest to the ground. And as you inhale, sending your chest forward, coming into your baby cobra, and then pushing the ground away, tucking your toes, sending the hips to the sky, coming back into your downward facing dog. So that's option 1. Totally fine to do that through the whole class. Option 2, if you're feeling a bit stronger today, is rippling forward into your high plank, and instead of dropping the knees, you're going to lower halfway to your low plank, and then tucking the toes, coming into your upward facing dog, and then sending the hips to the sky, pushing back into a downward facing dog. So there are your 2 options. We're going to do one more round and just pick which option works for you. So high on the balls of your feet, rippling forward to your high plank, either lowering the knees or lowering halfway. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, tucking the toes, bum to the ceiling, coming into your downward facing dog. Just take a moment to shake out your head. Make sure that your neck's nice and relaxed. Raise your right leg to the sky. Take a deep bend in that knee, opening up into your split dog. Feel the nice opening through your hip. And on your exhale, step the right foot to the outside of your right hand and lower your back knee, coming into a lizard pose. This is a really nice hip opener. And you can either stay here on your fingertips, or if you want to go a bit further, if you feel like you've got a bit more space, and you can come down onto your forearms. but only go as far as feels comfortable with you. There shouldn't be any feelings of pain. It's good if it feels like you're getting a stretch, but don't go so far that you're feeling like it's hurting. And just take some really deep breaths in this pose. This is really good hip opener after you've been sat down in a chair all day. You can really feel your hip flexor opening up down that left leg. And taking one more deep breath. And planting your hands to the floor, stepping back into your high plank, and let's flow through your vinyasa, so either dropping your knees, chest and chin, or lowering halfway. Inhale into your baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Let's take that on the other side, so lifting your left leg to the sky, taking a deep bend, opening into your split dog, feeling the nice opening through your hips. And exhale, stepping on the outside of your left leg, dropping your back knee to the ground, coming back into your lizard pose. So again, you can either stay on your fingertips, or if you feel like you get a bit more of a stretch when you go down to the ground, then you can come down onto your forearms. That feels nice for you. And again, just sending the breath wherever you're feeling the stretch. Feeling that nice opening through your right leg. Just trying to stay with the stretch for a couple more breaths. And coming back onto the hands if you're on the forearms. Stepping back into your high plank. And let's flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, elbows are tucked towards your body. Exhale, hips towards the sky. Let's start our flow sequence now. So we're going to start to get a little bit warm. So lifting your right leg to the sky. Bend, open up into your split dog. And step your foot in between your hands this time. And rise up into your high lunge. So your back heel is lifted. There's a deep bend in your front knee. Maybe you can tilt your pelvis ever so slightly. Maybe putting your hands on your hips and you can feel that rotation. So maybe you're here before and there's just that gentle tucking. It's like you're drawing your belly button towards your face. Take one deep breath here. Exhale, maybe sink a little bit deeper before you frame your front foot. And step back into your high plank. Flow through your vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, opening up through that split dog. Stepping through the front of your mat, sweeping your arms to the ceiling, coming into your high lunge on your other side. And again, taking a deep bend in that front knee, really pushing away with your back heel. Imagine there's a wall behind your back heel and you're trying to press it away. That'll really activate all of that back leg. Similarly, if you want to imagine that you're trying to rip the mat apart in both directions, that's really going to fire up both your legs. Taking one more inhale and exhale, planting your hands, stepping back into your high plank, lowering your knees, chest and chin. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg to the sky, opening up through your split dog. And stepping through into your high lunge once more. And dropping that back heel, opening up into our warrior two. So really push down through the blade of that back foot. Maybe take a look down over your front leg. See if you can see your big toe. If you can't, maybe see what it feels like if you send that knee out to the side a little bit more. You're opening the knee out. Maybe you can take a little bit more of a bend in this pose. Take one inhale and exhale, windmilling your hands down, plant them, stepping back into your high plank and flow through your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's take that on the other side, so lifting your left leg to the sky. Take a deep bend, opening into your split dog. and stepping through into your high lunge. And we're going to open out, dropping the back foot to the ground into our warrior two. It's a really strong pose, warrior two, so really feel that, feel the strength in both directions. So you're pushing both your hands away. Doing the same thing with your feet, you're pushing the mat away as if you're trying to rip the mat in half. Really firing up your legs and your glutes. Gaze over your front finger. Take one inhale. And then exhale, windmilling your hands to the ground, stepping back into your high plank and flowing through your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just take a moment to walk out your dog. And coming back to stillness. Inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Bending your leg open to your split dog. Stepping through into your high lunge. Opening up into your warrior two. Going to reach forward with that front hand. Flip your palm, reach as far as you can, and then we're going to reverse your warrior, so sending that hand to the sky. Your back hand just slightly rests against your back thigh. Gazes to your top hand, it feels okay on your neck. And just feel that opening through your ribs, so you can feel each rib has a little bit more space. Take one inhale, and exhale, windmilling your hands down to the ground, stepping back into your high plank, and let's flow. Keeping your elbows tucked towards your body, pushing back into your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg to the sky, opening up into your split dog. And stepping through into your high lunge at the top of your mat. Opening up into your warrior two. You're going to flip your front palm, let's reverse it on the other side. So reaching as far forward as you can. And sending your hand to the back of the room. Just again feeling that nice opening through your front ribs. Sending your breath all along that side body. Take one more deep inhale. And then your exhale, windmilling your hands down. Stepping back into your high plank. And going through your flow. And stepping back into your downward facing dog. Should be feeling quite warm now, halfway through our flow. So lifting your right leg to the sky, opening up through your split dog, and stepping through. Let's sweep our hands, using our inhale, come up strongly into your high lunge. Let's open up into our warrior two once more. We're going to come into our triangle pose now, so straightening both legs. You might want to step them in a little bit closer. The main thing is you want to have a really strong front leg. So you're really engaging that front leg. You're not going to kind of dump into it. So extend both our arms. And reach as far forward as you can. When you can't reach any further, let your bottom hand rest, maybe just on the inside of your front knee. And your other hand's going to stretch up towards the ceiling. Just notice where you can feel this. Can you feel it in your legs? If you can't feel it in your legs, maybe see if you can draw yourself up towards the ceiling a bit more. Does that switch anything on? See if you can open your chest towards the ceiling. See how that feels. One more inhale. And exhale, gaze to your front foot. And bring your foot, stepping back into your high plank. And flow. Pushing back to your downward facing dog. And lifting your left leg to the sky. Take a deep bend in that foot. So you're bending this leg, keep this one straight. So you're like opening out the hip. And then stepping through into your high lunge. Opening up into your warrior two. Split the hand, reverse warrior. And then coming back through your warrior two. We come into our triangle pose on the other side, so maybe shortening your stance a little bit. Remembering to keep this front leg really strong. And we're going to reach as far forward as you can with that hand. When you can't reach any further, let it come maybe just to the inside of your front knee. Imagine you're in between two panes of glass and you're trying to push yourself towards that back pane. And just spiral your chest towards the ceiling. Maybe seeing if you can feel it a bit more in your legs if you lift yourself up a little bit. And exhale, bringing the gaze towards your front foot, framing your front leg, stepping back into your high plank, flowing through your vinyasa. Pushing back into your downward facing dog. Almost there now. This is the last bit of the flow. You're lifting your right leg to the sky, stepping through with a strong high lunge. Exhale, opening out into your warrior two. Now flip the front palm, let's reverse it once more on this side. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your front forearm onto your front thigh. And you're going to sweep your other hand up towards the front of the room. This is called your extended side angle. And again, really pushing down through the blade of that back foot. You can stay here, that's option one. Option two, you might want to bring that bottom hand on the inside of your foot. Or if you want to really work your stomach muscles hard, maybe you want to bring the bottom hand towards the front of the room too, coming into your arrow pose. Maybe you can hold it there just for one breath. Maybe one more breath. And exhale, frame the front foot. Don't step back to your plank. Let's do a twist. So you're planting your left hand to the ground and spiraling your chest towards the sky. Sending your right hand to the sky. Just noticing how that feels through your spine. Again, pushing your back heel towards the back of the room. Take one inhale here, just enjoying that nice twist. And exhale, framing the front foot, stepping back into your high plank. And flowing through your vinyasa. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Let's take that on the other side. So lifting your left leg to the sky, opening up through your split dog, stepping through into your high lunge, opening up to your strong warrior two. Let's flip your front palm, reverse it for the last time. And this time you're going to bring the front forearm onto the thigh, sweep your other hand towards the front of the room, coming into your extended side angle. Try and get your arm, so it's your front, your forearm. Here. Yeah, that's good. Really reaching through those fingertips, keeping that arm active. This is your option one. Option two is bring your bottom hand to the ground. And if you want to go really far, maybe you're reaching both your hands towards the front of the room, coming into your arrow pose. Maybe you can hold this for a really long inhale and one really long exhale. And then framing your front foot. Let's not step back just yet. We're going to do our deep twist on the other side. So, planting your right hand, spiraling your chest towards the sky with your left hand raised. And again, just feeling that nice wringing out of your stomach. Really nice twist for your spine. Just sending your breath wherever you can feel that stretch. Keeping your fingertips active. And exhale, framing the front foot, stepping back into your high plank. Flowing through your vinyasa, so dropping the knees first, chest and chin. Then inhale to your baby cobra, exhaling to your downward facing dog. Just take a moment to pedal out your dog. And then let's have a rest. So dropping your knees to the ground, let's sit back into your child's pose. Just giving your body a minute to just return back to normal. You can either have your knees wide, or if it feels better, you can bring them together and maybe have your hands alongside your hips if that feels nicer for you. Allowing yourself a moment to just return your breathing to normal. Maybe noticing how your body feels now when we first started. warm now. Take one deep breath. And inhale, push yourself back up to your all fours, and then tuck in the toes. Push back into your downward facing dog. Let's just take a second to pedal out your feet once more. Maybe you've got a bit more flex in those calf muscles now than when you first started. On your inhale, you're going to bring your gaze between your hands and either walk, step or lightly jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift your gaze, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to the ground. You can bend your knees if you need to. It's not about getting your legs as straight as you can, but just feel the nice stretch down the back of your legs in this forward fold. Try and really tilt your tailbone towards the sky so you can really feel that stretch down your hamstrings. On your inhale, you're going to grab hold of your big toes with your 2 peace fingers from the outside, so your elbows can drop out to the side, and let your head hang heavy coming into your forward fold. Again, bend your knees as much as you need to do this. Try and draw your body towards your legs, and at the same time you're pulling up your toes. You're pulling down on your fingers. So there's a pulling in both directions, and you can really feel your legs switch on as soon as you do this. Like if you're just kind of hanging there, you don't necessarily feel anything, but as soon as you like pull down on your hands with your toes, like you can really feel the backs of your legs switch on. Take one more deep inhale here, and exhale, slowly as you can, roll up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Your head's the last thing to come up. Just rolling your shoulders up towards your ears and letting them relax down your back. Take a gentle back bend here. So bring your feet maybe hip width apart, and we're gonna send your hips forward and draw your elbows together. So just bend your knees slightly, push your hips forward, send your chest forward. Never tuck your chin to your chest or let your head drop back. Kind of like you're doing a limbo, like you're going up and over. Take just one deep breath here, and exhale slowly, bending your knees, coming back out a bit. Let's forward fold again. We're going to come into that gorilla pose this time. So you're going to place your hands underneath your feet. Again, bending them as much as you need to. See if you can get your toes towards the creases of your wrists. This pose isn't so much about straightening your legs, it's about getting a nice stretch down the backs of your wrists. We don't really do very much to stretch this part of the body out. It's really nice after we've done all those Vinyasa flows to just give them a nice stretch. You can feel your toes on your wrist creases, maybe giving them a little wiggle. Give your wrists a little massage. See how that feels. Letting your head hang heavy. And gently releasing your hands. And slowly, slowly rising back up to standing. Bring your big toes to touching. Going to sink back into our chair, lifting your hands towards the sky. And see if you can bring the weight into your heels. Maybe take a glance down, see if you can see your toes. If you can't see your toes, how does it feel when you sink a little bit deeper and send your weight back? You can breathe into this for one more breath. And exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to the ground. Give your legs a little wiggle. And inhale, sitting back into that imaginary chair, sweeping your hands to the sky. Bring your hands to your chest this time. You're going to take a twist to your right hand side, so hooking your left elbow over your right knee. Really push your palms towards each other to get that twist in your spine. Maybe have a quick glance down, see if your left knee is popping out in front of your right knee. Maybe see if you can bring them more into line. Take one more inhale, and exhale, forward fold. inhale, sitting back into your chair, lifting your hands to the sky. Let's take a twist to your left, so hooking your right elbow over your left knee. Again, have a glance down. Usually your right knee wants to pop out, but you want to try and keep your hips square. Spiraling your chest towards the sky. Take one more deep inhale if you can. And exhaling forward fold, and your hands drop to the ground. We're going to come into our yogi squat now, so bringing your feet about as wide as your mat, and let your bum sink towards the ground, but let it just hover before you sit down. Bring your hands towards your chest, and really draw your knees apart with your elbows, and pushing your knees apart. Eventually you're going to be really open through your chest, so you might kind of start quite sunken into it, but see if you can draw your chest open so you can feel length through the top of your head. Imagine someone's pressing on the top of your head and you're pushing into it. If you want to play with your crow pose here, then you can. If you're going there, then just coming up onto the tips of your toes, spreading your hands wide and using your fingertips as anchors. Bring your knees into your armpits and then just bringing your gaze as far forward as you can, not looking down. Maybe you can lift one foot off the ground. Maybe you can lift both feet off the ground. It's good using your feet as little shelves, your hands as little shelves rather. It's good. And again, try and look as far forward as you can. Good. Well done, Joe. Woo! Nailed it. Come back to your squat. Give your wrists a little roll. Maybe clasping them together. And exhale. Plant your hands. Step back into your high plank. And gently push back into your downward facing dog. Here, inhale, bring your gaze between your hands once more and walk, step or lightly hop to the front of your mat. And again, take a deep bend in your knees and slowly roll up to standing. Now do some balancing, so we'll just take a second just to reset. So bringing your big toes to touch or your feet slightly apart. Coming into our mountain pose, so bring your hands to face me, maybe bringing your eyes to close for a second, and just resetting, refocusing on your body, maybe tucking your belly button towards your spine, tucking your chin ever so slightly, feeling yourself grow taller with every breath. Push up into my hand. Maybe tucking your tailbone ever so slightly. And slowly blink your eyes open. Yeah, let's do some balancing. So try and focus on a spot ahead of you that's not moving for these. So on your inhale, you're going to lift your right leg, hug it tight into your chest, and either grabbing hold of your knee or your big toe if it's in your reach. And just gonna take a twist, so wrapping your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Gonna draw it towards your left and reach out with your right hand. Just feeling that nice twist again through your spine. See if you can grow a little bit taller. Really activate the bottom leg. And exhale, releasing your foot down, giving it a little shake. I'm going to stay with the same leg, so hugging your right leg into your chest. I'm just going to open it out to the side like a gate. And if you like for balance, you can bring your left hand out too. Maybe look over your left shoulder if you feel like you've got a good balance. Just feeling the activation through both your legs. Like if you let go of your leg, maybe it'll just stay there. Take one deep inhale here. And exhale, slowly releasing. Give them a nice shake out. Take that on the other side. So again, focus on something ahead of you. and hug your left knee into your chest. Take your right hand on the outside of your knee and just bring it over to the side, taking a deep twist. Stretching your opposite arm. And just feeling a nice spinal twist once more. Take one deep inhale, grow a little bit taller. And exhale, release. Shake it out. And let's hug your left knee into your chest. And again, we're going to open out to the side like a gate. And then stretch your other hand in the opposite direction. Maybe you can tense your foot of your standing leg. And really activate both legs. Again, maybe letting go. See if your leg just stays there. Just a little test. And exhale. Slowly releasing. Give them a shake. Legs probably get quite achy after all that balancing. Going to do a bit more balancing now. So come towards the back of your mat. You're going to take a big step forward with your right foot. Bring your hands to your chest and slowly pivot your chest towards the ground and come into a capital T shape. So your foot is parallel to the ground. This is your warrior 3 pose. Either keep your hands where they are, or you can reach them down towards your hips. Or if you want to go really crazy, you can reach them towards the front of the room. Feeling really active in both legs. Try and point your toes towards the ground. And exhale, drop your hands to the ground, coming into your standing split. You can bend your standing leg as much as you need to, but really try and draw your chest towards your thigh. Do a lot to stretch our hamstrings in yoga, but this one really strengthens your hamstrings. So just think about that. You're really strengthening that leg. Take one more deep inhale if you can. And exhale, dropping the leg to the ground. Slowly rolling up. Try not to get too much head rush. Good. Let's take it on the other side. So taking a big step forward with your left foot. Bring your hands to your chest. Let's gently pivot with control, coming into your warrior 3. Your hips are square towards the ground. There's no kind of opening. See if you can get them to both face the same direction. If you want to see if they are, put your hands on your hips. See what they're doing. Maybe you can square them yourself. Imagine your little toe is pointing towards the ground. Take one inhale here. And exhale, dropping your hands to the ground, coming into your standing split. And again, try and draw your chest towards your standing leg. It's really strengthening your legs, guys, so just really go with it for one more breath if you can. I know it's hard. Inhale deeply, and exhale, dropping the leg to the ground. Slowly rolling up. She did it. Just take one more chair pose. Bring your hands parallel to the ground. Walk onto your tiptoes. And as slowly as you can, we're going to lower into our imaginary chair. And when your thighs get parallel to the ground, maybe you can just stay there for a breath. A really deep inhale. Feel your legs shaking. And exhale. Gently lower all the way down. And just come sitting on your bum. Stretch your legs ahead of you. Forget to lie down now. It's a good bit. And do some nice leg stretches, so just enjoy this time on the floor. Plug your right knee into your chest. Maybe you want to flex through both of your legs. Make sure they're both active. And really draw your leg towards your right armpit. You might want to draw your knee towards your chest with your hands, but at the same time, push your hands away with your knee. So again, it's that pushing in opposite directions. You can really feel your legs switch on when you do this, like I can anyway. Just feeling that nice opening, again through the front of your left leg. Send your breath to wherever you're feeling the stretch. And exhale, bring your left knee left hand to the outside of your knee. And just let's take a twist. So let it drop over to your left side, towards the ground. Just noticing how your spine feels in this position. It's quite a nice wringing out of your spine and your stomach. I quite like to look over my opposite shoulder in this position. It just feels like you're getting even more of a twist. Maybe using your hand to self-assist and just draw that knee a bit closer to the ground. And gently releasing. Let's take that on the other side. So hugging your left knee into your chest, maybe flexing through both your feet. Maybe you can draw your knee more towards your left shoulder, see how that feels. Maybe you want to gently rock it side to side. That might feel nice. And again, as you're drawing your knee towards your chest, see if at the same time you can push your knee into your hands. You might feel your legs start to shake. It's quite nice because it means that it's really activating, it's really working hard. Take one deep inhale, and exhale, it's coming to our twist on the other side, so just letting your knee fall over to the right side. Stretch your left hand out long. And again, I quite like to look over my opposite shoulder. Just kind of feels like you're completing the twist. Noticing how your spine feels in this twisting position. Take one deep inhale, and then exhale, slowly releasing. We're going to come into our bridge sequence now, so bringing the soles of your feet to the ground, bending your legs, seeing if you can tickle the backs of your heels with your hands. On your inhale, push into your feet and send your hips towards the sky. Really draw your thighs towards each other without touching them. It's like you're squeezing an imaginary block in between your thighs. You might want to clasp your hands behind your back and push your hands into the ground, get a bit more height. Really feel your chest opening, your shoulder blades drawing towards each other. For one more breath, see if you can push a little bit further towards the ceiling. And then gently releasing and clasping your hands, lowering to the ground. I'm going to take another set of those, so you can come into your wheel if you have it in your practice. If you are, then again, seeing if you can tickle the backs of your heels and bringing your hands beside your ears, pushing up through your hands and your feet into your wheel. Or if you want to just come back into your bridge, that's good too. If you're in your wheel, seeing if you can straighten your arms. See if you can straighten both your feet towards the front of the room. For one more breath, so you can push your hips a little bit closer to the ceiling. Feeling your shoulder blades drawing together, your chest opening. And exhale, slowly rolling down, releasing to the floor. Let's just take one more set of that. And just seeing if you can tickle your heels once more. And inhale, lifting your chest towards the sky, your hips towards the sky. Really activate your glutes. Squeeze your bum. Maybe you can find a bit more length than you did last time. Squeezing your thighs together. And slowly releasing down to the ground. Maybe you want to hug your knees in towards your chest and just gently rock side to side. Now I take a happy baby. You're grabbing the outside of your feet and opening out your legs. And just feeling that nice massage along your back on the ground. And a nice opening through your hips. and just gently releasing. Now take a few rock and rolls, so place your hands on the backs of your thighs and just gently rocking up and down your mat. And then on your next one, we're going to balance on our bums, coming into our boat pose. So you can either stay here, or if you want to go a bit further, you can maybe release your hands out to the front of the room. If you want to go even further, you can see if you can straighten your legs. Whatever you're doing, you're sending your chest forward, you're opening your chest, not hunching through the back, really activate your stomach muscles. See if you can lower a few inches off the ground on your exhale, and inhale, coming back up to boat. Exhale, lower, inhale, exhale, lower, inhale. See if you can do one more, exhale, inhale, one more bonus one, and inhale, and just crossing your legs over. Stepping back into your high plank. And we're gently going to lower towards the ground, kind of doing like a semi-press up. So see if you can keep your knees off the ground. And for a count of 5, we're going to lower to the ground. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just bring your left ear to the ground. Have a moment here. Just enjoying being on your stomach. Noticing how that feels. Hopefully it's nice and relaxing. Before we go on to the last little bit of section of the class. Okay, we're going to go up into our Sphinx pose. So coming up onto your forearms. Maybe your elbows are just below your shoulders. And really push your pelvis in towards the ground. Turn on your glutes, your bum muscles, and push your feet into the ground. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Gaze is forward. Imagine you're drawing the mat towards you, drawing your elbows towards your body whilst keeping your hands still. Just feel this nice extension through your spine. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, lower your right ear to the ground. Bring your hands beside your hips, facing the ground. And your inhale, look forward, maybe coming onto your chin. Then lifting your chest off the ground, coming to your locust pose. Maybe you can lift your feet off the ground too, maybe your knees off the ground. Take a really deep inhale. See if you can stretch a little bit further. And exhale, slowly release. Bring your ear to the ground. Maybe just windscreen wiping your hips left to right. Getting that nice relief on your back. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to take it a little bit further. So bring your gaze ahead of you again. See if you can grab hold of your feet. Flex your feet and kick into your hands as you lift your chest off the ground. Coming into your bow pose. Really kick into your hands. Maybe you can kick for one more breath. Push your pelvis into the ground. And exhale, lower. And just shaking your hips left to right. And just going to push up onto our all fours. And then just come to sitting down on your bum. Take some leg stretches again. Hug your right knee into your chest. And just slowly let it flop out to the side. And when it gets there, maybe pushing your foot in towards your thigh. Reach up to the sky. I'm going to slowly pivot forward with your hips. When you feel your back start to round, just let your hands fall wherever they are. So you might only be here, but you might have a really nice straight spine. Better to be here and feeling that nice extension than like you're really low down but you're not really working anything in your back. So imagine that you're feeling your spine extending rather than just focusing on getting as close to your leg as you can. Imagine you're drawing your chest towards the front of your room. Inhale, exhale deeply. See if you can flex your foot so your toes are pointing towards your face. And exhale, slowly walking your hands towards your hips. Take it on the other side, so stretch your opposite leg long. Hug your left knee into your chest and just let it slowly flop out to the side. And when it gets there, pushing your foot into your thigh, reaching high towards the ceiling, and again pivoting forward. When you feel your spine start to round, let your hands fall wherever they may. It might be your thigh, it might be your knee. As long as you can feel that nice extension through the spine. Sending your chest towards your foot. Eventually you might get your chest towards your thigh. See if you can point your toes towards your face. Take one inhale. Exhale, see if you can reach a little bit closer towards your foot. And then slowly walking your hands towards your hips. Let's stretch both our legs out long. Reach up towards the sky. And we're going to fold over our legs. Just feeling that nice stretch down the backs of your legs, down your hamstrings, down your calves. And again, the nice stretch through your spine. Let's take one more breath here. Deep inhale. And deep exhale through your nose. And just slowly walking your hands back towards your hips. Going to take one more pose before we come into our final resting. So bring your hands just slightly behind your hips. Point your toes long towards the mat. We're going to come into our reverse plank. So on your inhale, going to be strong. Push in to the ground. Send your hips to the sky. Now tuck your chest or let your head hang heavy. Inhale, send the hips a little bit higher. Really pointing your toes, really pushing the ground away. Take one more inhale and exhale, slowly releasing and just letting your body roll back towards the ground and bringing the eyes to a close. Coming into your final resting pose. Maybe you want to open your palms towards the ceiling. I'm going to let your feet flop out to the side. Take up as much room as you need to. Just get to a place where you can be comfortable just lying here for the next 4 or 5 minutes. Just really enjoying this moment of stillness and quiet after all your hard work.
Traveling these wide roads for so long. My heart's been for you 10,000 miles long. Oh, I wanna come here and give every part of me, but there's blood on my hands. lips are unclean. In my darkness I remember Mama's words reoccur to me. Surrender to the good Lord, and to wipe your slate clean. Take me to your river. I wanna go. Oh, take me to your river. I wanna know. Dip me in your smooth waters. I go in as a man with many cups. Come up for air as my sins flow down the Jordan. Oh, I wanna come here and give every part of me, but there's blood on my hands, and my lips are unclean. Take me to your river. I wanna go. Oh, take me to your river.
Slowly starting to deepen your breath. Bringing your awareness back into your body. Maybe introducing some small movements. You might want to wriggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Put your hands above your head. Take a big stretch like you've just woken up in the morning. Pointing your toes. Take a really big inhale. And sigh out through your mouth. Gently tuck your knees into your chest. Roll over to your right side. And just staying here for a moment. And in your own time, keeping your eyes closed if you can, push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Take a really deep inhale, once more. And a big sigh out through your mouth. Just let it all go. Gently blink your eyes open. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.